Oh, family, we got a treat for you tonight. We got Master Nit Yama out of Bali, and he's going to be with a forum of lovely goddesses. But before we start, you know what we're going to do. We're going to ask you, the listening audience, to let us know what part of the world you are listening in from. Special acknowledgement to Rhonda by way of St. Anne, Jamaica. Somebody sending me a private. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got that, Sonata. Thank you. We got no weirdos allowed. Yo, you got to put where you from. No weirdos allowed. Before I post it, put what area of the planet. No weirdos allowed. Okay. So let's get started with our invocation, activation, initiation, flow. And here we go.
Call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Okay, family, I want to thank you for joining us now in the future. I always like to start with thank you for being born. Thank you for being conceived. Thank you for surviving the airport adolescence of conception. And the two most important dates in your personal life stream is the day you was born and what day you realize what you was born to do. So upon the shoulders of our ascended master ancestors, we thank and invite Yeshua, Mary of Magdalene. We thank and invite on this Friday night, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, Lady Buddha. We thank and invite Archangel Michael to protect our beautiful goddesses, because the higher we go, more we see is nothing but God. We thank and invite Sanat Kumara. We thank and invite Gatekeeper into the hollow of the earth, Saint Germain. We thank and invite Enoch the Ethiopian, who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron. And we thank and invite the forces of nature that live inside of us. Elegba, Oshun, Oya, Ologun, Shango, Obatala, Orumila, Ochosi. And we thank and invite Krishna, Lady Krishna, We thank and invite Imhotep, Ptahhotep, Akhenaten. We thank and invite Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune. We thank and invite Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull, Chief Seattle. We thank and invite Nat Turner, John Brown. We thank and invite Mother Goddess tonight. We thank and invite the bloodlines of all of us to know that we are eternal flames of consciousness. And as we look back upon the countless incarnations, we say, yes, I am forgiving everybody, and I am everybody forgiving me. And most of all, I forgive myself, and I am greater than my memories. Then we peel the heel of our awareness into the now and infinite timeline possibilities. And we say, yes, I am forgiving all dream time possibilities in the future and the now. And I ask all dream time possibilities to please forgive me. And most of all, I forgive myself. And without further ado, we say Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. So let it be spoken. So let it be done. Welcome, Master Nit Yama from Bali. We're happy to have you, and you're surrounded by beautiful goddesses of the high frequency of Tantrika in the midst of you.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good, like it should.
Okay, thanks.
Darmon, you got to turn on your microphone and your camera, and so for you too, Simone. We can't see you or can't hear you. So I want all y'all to give Master Nit Yama a hello, and we're gonna let them give you your accolades first before we begin, brother. I'm gonna get on the other side, starting with Sunata. Talk to us, Sunata. Talk to Master and greet Master Shantam Nit Yama.
Welcome, Master Niyama. How are you doing this evening?
Thank
What
you.
surprises do you have for us today?
I got a surprise for me.
Also, Sonata, you're a podcaster. You know, you have a temple. Just give us a few words as far as what you're representing in DC.
Well, in DC, we have Temple Mother Earth. It's a temple of higher consciousness. And our newest adventure has been tapping into Tantra. So I'm very excited to hear more about Niyama and the healings, because tapping into the vessel and honoring the vessel as the temple and diving into that space in so many different modalities. Very interested in what this expansion has for us tonight.
Ashe. Go ahead, Saturn's daughter. Introduce yourself, Pisces.
Peace. Thank you guys for everybody. I'm Paris. I am a author. I also do a little bit of reading. I read people through tarot, bones. I also am a herbalist and nutritionist. And I've known Brother Hank for a long time, since Nicholas, Brooklyn, and this is man, I love him so much. I'm so thankful to be on your show here, Brother Hank. It's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. Yeah. Wendy.
I'm here.
Well, girl,
Peace.
welcome. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Well, firstly, everyone here, thank you for waking up today. I'm grateful to be linking with you all. It's my first time here, so I'm like, ooh, this is nice. So my name is Wendy Zizzo. Let's see, the list of things I have some of them listed on the bottom, but I'm an author, speaker, self-love coach, intuitive, medium, hip-hop artist. Yeah, I think I got everything. Oh, well, then there's a 9 to 5, but we don't got to talk about that. But yes, I've known Hank a long time, so I'm just grateful to be here and, just be amongst everyone and share my energy as well.
And tell everybody your YouTube channel.
Also, my YouTube, I have a podcast as well. I actually just came off an episode. It's Awareness Academy 411. And I started another one called Vibrations and Conversations. So, feel free to tap into that and, just visit Awareness Academy 411. My website is manifesthappinessnow.com for those out there. If you want to, link into more of me and what I'm about and what I do. And yeah, it's up there.
All right, thank you. Rain, talk to us, Rain.
Good evening. It is such an honor to be here amongst all of the goddesses and God. Such an honor. I'm very interested and open to experience all of the wisdom, knowledge, and connections that I feel are going to be available for all of us tonight. I met Uncle Hank, and he is such a wonderful inspiration in my life. He created this jewelry that I'm wearing, my Heartgasm necklace, that gives me heartgasms and puts me in uncontrollable energy of laughter.
Oh, that's so nice. I like that.
Yes, nice.
Yes.
I saw
Everybody
that.
hanged up in here today, right? We all.
I saw. Listen, Master Yama, goddesses, family. I saw Rain have heart giggle gasms when she put on that pendant, and I was like, I was just in awe.
That's awesome.
Simone.
Greetings. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I feel honored to be here. It's so funny because I literally was just watching some of your stuff, Master Nityama. Just reading some things. So I'm just thank you for the confirmation of alignment. I guess a little bit about myself. I teach high school. I also have my own, I'm a sacred woman, and I have my own detoxing business. And yeah, and I'm a student. I'm a student of life.
Ashe.
Okay.
Damone, you got to turn on your camera, otherwise I'm gonna put you on standby. These are.
One moment to turn on my camera. I'm just getting settled in.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and introduce and say your thing, girl.
Okay. Hank Rising Sun, brother Hank Rising Sun. I've known you for a lifetime. Many years. We go way back. I appreciate you. I've always appreciated your work and your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here. I just want to greet the guest, the master teacher. Greetings, and it's a pleasure and honor to be here. My name is Iya Darmon. I am a priestess of Obatala in the Orisha tradition, Mambo and Vodun. I'm also a clinical homeopath and herbalist. I've formally studied acupuncture, Chinese medicine, homeopathy. I'm also a certified health and life coach. I specialize in somatic work and somatic healing and trauma healing, which I definitely think is very much connected to Tantra and healing in that realm. So grateful to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me, Brother Hank.
Yeah. And I reached out to Master Nityama, and family, we got to give accolades to our teachers in this life. And I call him Master Nityama because when I first met you, I walked up to you and shook your hand in Harlem at the National Black Theater and said, ayahuasca. And you said to me, you got to check out Bufo, because it will take your ego and blow it off your shoulders, and it will take access to the universe to a whole nother level. So without further ado, I want to thank you, and family, give a good warm welcome to Master Shantam Nityama.
Peace.
Peace. How's life in Bali, Master Nityama?
Just like life everywhere at this point. it's
Mm,
a it's a turn that's coming about on the plane that is totally unique in the fact that we're all being asked to step our game up. And stepping your game up really means coming into contact with what it is that really accentuates everything that's going on the planet right now. And that is energy.
mm.
The more you understand energy, the better off you will be. And we've been lied to. What else can I say? We've been lied to our whole lives. We've been programmed, we've been conditioned, we've been led astray from ourselves of all the things to be led away from. To be led away from yourself is for you to have no ground under your feet. And that is what has happened to us. And now we're waking up, but we're waking up in such a rapid pace until there's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of confusion in here. I speak for myself, and I realize the lies are enormous. Where to go to unravel it all is also enormous. And as we come into ourselves, we're coming to realize that in a lot of ways we forgot us. We got knowledge from all different sources, so many till it's hard to keep it organized in our minds even. So that's the thing that I find is most perplexing at this point. Men have forgotten how to be men, women have forgotten how to be women, and all in all, we forgot that we are complements of each other. We need both polarities. That represents your right hemisphere of your brain and your left hemisphere of your brain. If you are all in one direction, you're imbalanced. And one of the things that was perpetrated on us was that we were all made to be right-handed, which is actually governing the left side of your body. And how to get back. So I came here to learn myself. So if you all think that I came here to teach you something, I have nothing to teach. I have no idea what teaching is at this point. We can inform one another on things that we've come to know as our journey has progressed through this lifetime, but that's about all you can do is tell people what you know for sure. Never mind what you believe. The moment you say, I believe this, I believe that, what you're telling the world is, I have no idea what I'm talking about, period. But I believe this. I came across this idea, and it felt good to me. So I adopted it. But that in no way means you have any understanding of what you adopted. So one of the things that I'm really on about at this point is, how do we find balance again? How do you realize that I need you, beautiful goddesses, in my life? I'm lost without it. And likewise, you all need the men that are around. And how do you heal the relationship that has been thrust upon you that's created so much confusion. And going back to either side in no way matters because we need both sides. So I came here to learn from you goddesses. I don't know what you think you're going to learn from me, but I came here to learn from you. What is the difficulty that's going on out there in the world at this point? Why are men and women so separated from one another and from the earth that they live on? So anybody that can kind of pull my coat to that, I really appreciate.
I was actually just talking about this in my podcast a bit, where the separation and disconnect we see on the outside is a reflection of the separation and disconnect from the inside. So as long as we are disconnected from ourselves, we're going to manifest that into reality. So the fact that we've been so hypnotized and distracted from ourselves in terms of who we are, what we are, and who we are, according to each other, like you were saying, with us complimenting each other, and the most important thing is, it sounds cliche, but it really boils down to self-love. So the fact that we've been conditioned out of loving ourselves and loving each other, not understanding the divine that we are, to recognize it in others, it really just starts with ourselves. And I believe, or I should say, from what I understand and what I've learned, is that once we all take the time to focus on repairing and healing ourselves, it'll automatically start to reflect that into the world. So that's my take on what I've noticed.
Any of you other goddesses, I'm out here gathering information, to be honest with you, as to what is the situation that you all are experiencing, as well as me myself. I'm also experiencing it. And so I have no answers. I'm coming to see if we can come together to find some answers. So any of you other goddesses, give me a little bit of a hit on what's going on out there in the street at this point.
Paris, talk to us.
I was just thinking just now. I think the men have became a little bit more softer, and the women became more independent. When I go to these places to vend, I see nothing but women. They're the ones that are the entrepreneurs. They're the ones that's, getting the money. And there's just like this, I've seen, I'm not saying all men are like that, but there has been just this era of men that are more reliant on women. And now the women are like taking these roles of men, where they have to pay, well, not have to pay for anything, but they're more in a better financial position than the men are.
Question. What do you think contributed to that?
Oh, I'm going to step in on that one.
There's layers on that one.
Yeah, that's
no, it's real simple.
Yeah, that's layers.
The technology, as far as the chemical castration in the water, have made men become feminine and women hypermasculine.
Yes,
and that's because it's in the water, and the powers that be is their agenda is depopulation. So there's been whistleblowers about the chemicals in the water, where you now have homosexual gorillas in the mountains of Kenya, because the forever chemicals that's flushed down the toilet to balance postmenopausal pharmaceuticals and various types that I can't even pronounce, that water it reaches the atmosphere and travels all over the planet. So any brothers listening, I would say you definitely got to do your Kapadula, monkey ladder, devil do a granny back, locust bark, Indonesia, Tongkat Ali, because there's a chemical war for depopulation. And I'm going to step back. Ladies, it's your turn.
I mean, I would say just in the United States alone, you know, we have all these different systems that came into place to remove the men from the family,
Yeah.
you know, which created a cascade of side effects, you know, from how men operate to, you know, now women having to operate in the way that they have to in order to survive. You know, it's almost like we were trained out of connection, you know, that again, that disconnect, you know. And what you said, 100%, the water, I've been talking about that for years. I've been telling people, get you a water filter, carbon, you know, water filter in the house, keep, you know, drink as much filtered water as you can, you know. And even trying to get to spring water is a little bit difficult nowadays, so yeah, definitely gotta learn that technology. But yeah, there's many layers to this, like from the music and what they've done to it, you know, all the messages, the subconscious messages, the fact that they even changed the frequency of music, or just, yeah, any music from, you know, 432 hertz, you know, just all these different things that they just put around us to scramble it all, you know. But we got some people trying to remember, like all the goddesses up here. we remember. It's not fully lost. You know, you
Yeah.
can't kill thousands and thousands and thousands of years of information in our DNA. They can only distract us from it, you know. So that's my take. I think, do y'all agree, disagree?
I agree. I definitely.
Goddess Rain. Talk to us, Goddess Rain. Your take.
My take is, with all of the advancements in technology that are absolutely positive, sometimes we as humans also, we draw through the negative as well. So we have used technology to feel instant gratification, and we've lost the art of communicating and relating with each other and
I agree.
ourselves. We don't have patience for ourselves anymore. So how can we have patience for anyone else?
Agreed on that heavily, on the instant gratification. You know, people don't ask questions no more. You know, people don't ask what's your last name. You know, they don't care.
Yeah.
Sunata, talk to us.
I feel there's layers. Let me speak for myself. As a professional Black woman in the space, I had to compete with the men, and that actually put me into my yang energy. And the more I was in my yang energy in a corporate setting, I was rewarded financially for doing so. And I wasn't rewarded for being in my yin energy. So if you're out here working and building your business or working for a corporation, you are kind of like forced to be successful by being in that energy. And then that is what pushes you into a different space. And then for me, my healing has been doing the 180, going from the yang energy to the yin energy, and knowing how to be in balance to use both, all the energies, because there is a time to use your yin energy and there is a time to use your yang energy, and how to balance that within yourself. And so I feel for my own spiritual ascension, it's really taking everything that I've already mastered in the 3D space, you know, all the yang energy, competitiveness, businesses, you know, being married, family, children, all those things, checking off all those boxes. And then for myself now, I'm going into checking all the boxes into the yin energy and being softer and more in collaboration and still know that I can still achieve and create in this realm at this now moment. And so that's been my personal ascension by going through undoing the patterns and recreating this new life with intention. And so I feel that for in a lot of the relationships or partnerships, what has happened is over time, women, especially Black women, have had to put themselves in position to know that they can take care of their family, not only emotionally, spiritually, but also financially. And that causes some of this dissension that women and men are having, because then the men are becoming emasculated by the women being strong and powerful, and that's causing a whole nother set of dynamics.
Thank you. Simone, talk to us.
I my own personal experience, I've been going through shifts, and I feel like for me, it's about me doing the internal work and being open to lose my mind, because it's like certain ways of being that society has conditioned, all these conditioning. When I'm open to like not being so up here and being more connected to my feminine side of being, it's like there's something within me, something exudes, something. It's like a beingness. It's not a thing like a thought, and it causes a ripple effect even in my workspace, right? And I feel like just like, you know, the challenge becomes like, okay, do I give into this energy, or do I can't do that because, like she said, like I have to pay bills, I have to this that. So I find that me lately, I've been having to do a lot more meditation and do a lot more, like really like doing a lot more spiritual work. And I also see that a lot of the women that's in my life, my close friends, like they're leaving their jobs, they're like answering, it's like something within them they're answering calls to. And so as much as like they're doing all this to try to disconnect us from it, I'm also seeing what's happening on the other side as far as like women um, tapping into that divine feminine and helping this shift that's happening. And that's been my experience like within the last year. Just certain things that I'm just noticing, even the way I connect in my relationships, and in different spaces. So I don't know.
Thank you, Simone.
And also not everything can be explained in words too. Like I've been feeling that too. Like not everything like I can tell you. There's a certain like level of exuding that's happening too. Like it's it's like a certain language within me that cannot, like I've been in this space where I'm like I can't explain what's like really articulate what's happening, but I can tell that it's an ancient language that like I'm remembering, and it's really a state of being, more of a state of being than being up here in my head about it, if that makes any sense. So
Totally makes sense. Anybody else?
And Kafunya, introduce yourself.
Oh,
Hi,
hi.
Sister
Greetings.
Kafunya.
Yeah, hi. Greetings, everyone. When I was listening, well, first of all, my name is Kafunya Ife. I'm Kafunya Star Rebel on Instagram. I'm a wellness practitioner and event planner, and I offer spiritual guidance And I use crystal bowls and tuning forks to help people. Well, first to raise my own frequency when I'm feeling certain ways, and then offering that ripple effect to people who are interested in those type of feelings that are happening amongst us, you know? And as I was listening to the conversation, I had posted in the chat that the reason I feel that we're in this situation is because we have taken on a foreign entity that is not in our best interests. Like, for instance, like when they introduce integration into our consciousness, that wasn't a good thing for us because we gave up everything uh, that we had just to be integrated within a system that doesn't give two shits about our well-being, period, point blank. And the fact that they put out this whole thing that, oh, I don't need no man and this and that and blah blah blah. It's a whole lot of fuckery, excuse my expression, that is being presented and injected into the programming of our consciousness. So I would say to move forward is to reground yourself, look at some of the ancient spiritual systems that we had before Christianity came on the scene. You know what I'm saying? And just say, hey man, you know, you're not the be all or the end all of this thing. We are the original creators on the planet and we love our men. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel strongly about that because it has, listen, man, you see these people? They have caused chaos all over the planet. All right? So what makes you think that they're not going to create the chaos within this society towards melanin people, and especially the goddesses, because all the commercials and everything are geared towards the feminine. And even I would observe like their analysis of beauty in all the commercials. You see it everywhere. You hardly see any melanin, the original female, okay? The original female on these big billboards and everything else. So we have to start creating our own stories and forget about that Eurocentric mentality of, we know, like Paris said, that men, women are making more currency, but the currency cannot make you feel that you're dominating over your relationship. It's like you have to pool this money together and run the house together. It's not like, oh, I make more than you. So no, Rasta, you can't disrespect. And I think, once we understand that and get into nature and see how nature functions, because we can learn a lot from nature. I love nature myself, and let's get it on, like Marvin Gaye would say. Let's get it on. And that's what I would like to add to the conversation until spirit tells me to say something else. And all of you beautiful goddesses, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let your love come down. You know what I'm saying? I love Marvin Gaye.
Thank you, Kofonia.
Yes.
Darmon, talk to us.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited to hear what everyone is saying. Our collective contributions, I think, are just very valuable. So I'm appreciating what everyone is talking about. I would say that, again, what has already been said, there's many layers to this and many components. We can't, of course, forget our history as people of African heritage here. in the West, what enslavement has done to our relationships, and that trauma and how that impacts how we interact with one another. I would also say that, coming from many of us coming from West African heritage, that at one point before our enslavement, many of our ancestors came from societies where there was matriarchal rule, and now we are in a society that is a Christian, white nationalist theocracy, patriarchal, male domination. So that goes directly against our DNA, our heritage, our ancestral way of being. And of course, that's brought all sorts of chaos and destruction into how we connect with one another and how we relate to one another. Also, not having rites of passage. That's something that in our previous, and what our ancestors did back home, in the motherland, that there were rites of passage, rituals, training, ceremonies to introduce men and women into their mature roles in society. So people knew what their responsibilities were, how to function in a family, what marriage means, and also having the ritual and ceremonial support of graduating to that role in society. So here, when you become a young woman or a young man, where is the training? Where is the ritual support? That is not being given. And so a lot of people are finding themselves as husbands, wives, or in relationships, really not understanding what their responsibilities and roles are, and not having the ritual ceremonial support to fulfill those roles. And also, I would have to say, in our community, the pink elephant in the room that we're really not talking about. I just recently did a domestic violence advocacy training, and the leading cause of premature death in Black women between the ages of 15 to 45 is homicide from domestic violence. According to the Black Women's Health Project, 60% of Black women by the age of 18 have been sexually violated, molested, abused, raped. So that's just by the age of 18. And we know the numbers increase after the age of 18. So it's epidemic in our community, and we don't talk about it. I think most of us know about it, but we're not talking about it. This should be a 911 emergency. And in most of the cases, the perpetrators are, unfortunately, our own men, either committing homicide, or, sexually abusing, raping, violating us as women. So how can we have peaceful, loving, harmonious relationships with all of this violence taking place? And I don't really hear enough conversation about the violence perpetuated towards Black women. And if we do talk about it, we're not talking about who's doing it and why. And I think that that has to be a very, very important conversation. We can't have loving relationships in the midst of violence and abuse. So I just wanted to share those, statistics and those perspectives. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, Darmon. I want to say on behalf of all the men that at the point of birth, we've been sexually violated with circumcision without anesthesia. So the men, after they come out of the mother's birth canal, we go into an environment that a cold pair of scissors awaits our most sensitive nature. So we don't talk about our trauma. We don't wear it on our shoulders. Often we hear, but we never hear the men's silent cries. and studies have shown that men, after being born as babies, they either shrink up from a hostile environment or they become excessively angry from genital mutilation from Abrahamic religions.
Yes, I think that's important. That is one important factor, definitely circumcision and birth trauma. But I also think, in addition to that, when I go back to the late 80s and we look at hip hop culture and how that has definitely supported violence and encouraged violence uh, towards women, and that's become accepted to call women, bitches and hoes, and violence is celebrated in our music. Unfortunately, we don't see that in other cultures. And to also talk about the impact of slavery, when our men were sexually violated during the times of slavery, when they witnessed us being sexually violated during the time of slavery, for the men to have been disempowered the way that they were, all of that rage and that sense of having your power stripped away, I think that also very much plays into the violence that we're seeing in our communities. I don't think that there's enough conversation around the impact of slavery and what that has done to our identity as men and as women. What does racism do to Black men and all of that rage? And who do they then turn that rage upon? So I think, in addition to the birth trauma, Brother Rising Sun, that there are, other factors to look at of why there's so much violence that our men are perpetrating in the community.
I think we also have to look at the unspoken uh, issue of rape vans that are in the urban areas, that men who have been through the prison system literally uh, take and perpetuate on the streets of the urban centers, vans that they would literally uh, hijack a brother walking down the street and perpetuate horrendous sexual deviation that was part of the prison industrial system. And this isn't even spoken about. So the trauma is not only, it's widespread. We don't even hear about the trauma of lesbian on lesbian violence. That's a whole nother subject. But on this prison planet chicken farm, I want to ask Master Nit Yama his take.
Well, everything that you've said is all a part of it. There's so many different parts to it until we all have to find what is our unique gift to bring to the situation. And each one of us are unique and totally different. So one thing that I'm seeing is that we've got to stop patterning ourselves after anybody, regardless of color. There's only one Hank Rising Sun. I couldn't be another one. Even if I wanted to, I could never even mimic you to the point of becoming you. So I just need to give that up and allow myself to go inside and see, what did I come to this plane to deliver that the mother put in me. And I say the mother because as you women are well aware from listening to you, you know everything originated with you. Pure and simple. So how do you take care of your own? And that's a deep subject in itself. I had to leave. No, I left the children that I birthed that I brought into this plane. And one of the reasons why was I was never no opportunity to be able to do anything. I watched in my growing up, I watched women becoming more and more catered to, and I was pushed to the back. Now, I had a lot of understanding of different things, or should I say overstanding of some things. I had nowhere to bring it to. Nobody was listening back then. I'm 77 years old, 77 years young, or however you would like to say it. And now I've almost lost my ability to communicate because everything has changed so drastically. Words that I knew coming up, they have different meanings now. And so I'm sitting in a room with people that are younger than me, and I have no idea what they're talking about, period. No idea. I'm straining, attempting to hear what they're saying so I can attempt to make out what it's about. And it's difficult. Every word that comes out of their mouth, most of them I've never heard before. Just the word, let alone having no idea what the meaning is. I've never heard the word before. In 77 years, I've seen so much change come about until I'm learning to walk again. You know, I'm back at the baby stage. And I'm talking about physically walk again. Because so much has gone on in such a, what I say now is a blink of an eye, you know. And I never got an education. I was in school, I went to college, but never got an education. I don't even know what that word means anymore. It's like everything just been turned upside down and then they say, figure it out. So one of the things that I'm becoming aware of, my background is that I spent most of my adult years studying energy, but hands-on studying energy. Everybody calls me a healer of sorts. I've never been trained. I've never had any training. All of what I know comes from inside, from me having stayed up with women while they cry all night long and holding them and consoling them. That's how I learned about women. I never had a class. I never had a workshop to go to. I had to learn on the move, paying attention, listening, asking questions to the wee hours of the morning. Healing was never like it is today when I came up. I had to learn and feel. And I got all different kinds of reports and things said about me in the process. But I was doing the best that I knew how to do. And there were no guidelines. So, you know, I walk around most of the time these days almost in tears because there was so much that was kept from me as well as all the rest of us. And you had to figure it out. That's what you were left with. Figure it out. And that's easier said than done. Much easier said than done. So one of the things that I wanted to bring to the whole thing is energy is everything. And when I say that, I mean everything. There is nothing on this plane unless it's permeated with some kind of energy. So a number of things have been brought to my awareness. Men and women seeming to be separated and so forth and so on means nothing. In fact, you're automatically connected, whether you want to be connected or whether you say you're disconnected. It's all a lie. You are connected because there's nowhere for you to go to get in a position to be disconnected. You're connected even when you're messing each other up. You're connected when you're loving. You're connected all the time, period. No exceptions. When they say God is everything, that's exactly what it means. But it's this mist, M-I-S-T, that's floating around. We're all underwater right now. You live underwater. There's more water all around you than there is that's drinkable. There's hardly no drinkable water anymore, but yet and still there's water everywhere. You're underwater. So electricity is everywhere. There's nowhere you can go to get away from electricity. Your body is electric. And yet we're still paying these people to provide us with electricity. You can get electricity from a tree. That's how deep it is. You could dig a hole in the ground, put some coal in the hole and sand on top of the coal and wet it down, you got electricity. But yet we're still begging for electricity. Why? I fail to understand. Water, it's in the air. You can condense the water right down into the earth, and you could have 60 gallons a day of pure water free. But yet we're paying for water. Everything that the mother gave us that was free, you are now paying for it. And you're paying enormous amounts for things that were given to you free by the mother, only because we walked off from it. We walked off from the free life and surrounded ourselves with things we have to pay for that never cost anything at one point. Food. You should be growing your own food. We should be growing our own food, because I'm in that too. I'm in no way growing anything. So food, water, energy, electricity, all these things were free. And now we're paying out our nose for things that were God-given at one point through the mother. So I'm just saying mostly to everybody at this point, go back to what's simple. Even energy is simple. None of these things are difficult. They don't take rocket scientists. A child could build a device to pull water out of the air in an afternoon. And yet we're down here talking about, water is going to be the new gold. How has water become the new gold? That's insane. It's free. It even falls out of the sky free. But now they put laws in place that say you can no longer catch rainwater so that you'll have water. What? How did we get here? How did y'all get a monopoly on everything that was free? And now you all have control, the European have control of it, and they charge us for it. How did that happen? When did it happen? So this world is quite perplexing to me because I'm a simple person. You know, women talk about no men and this and that, and men talking about no women and this and that. First of all, where did they all go? I still see them walking around. So where did they disappear to? And how did they disappear with you looking at them? Makes no sense to me. So I'm encouraging young men to learn how to do simple things again. If you can wrap a copper wire around a tree and get electricity to charge your cell phone, then how is anybody controlling it? The tree is connected to the earth. The earth is full of energy, all kinds of energy. Oil is just a few inches below the surface, and yet they're taking us through all kinds of changes about gasoline and oil and this. It was free too. It was free. There are no gas stations under the ground. They made those up here. You could have had all of whatever you wanted that the earth produces for free. You just needed to figure out a few simple things in order to tap the energy that's available. Energy is all around. The plasma, you can tap into the plasma. The plasma is all around you. You're sitting in it. It's running through you right now. You can talk to the plasma with your mouth and ask and tell the plasma. It just wants direction. It just wants a way to go.
Facts.
So you have to be the one that's directing it, giving it some instruction and telling it what you want to do. A lot of times I just sit around and play with the plasma. It's fun. I asked plasma to go over and give a woman an orgasm. I don't even want to walk over there no more. Go do this, go do that, do this for me, do that for me. That is what was given to you for you to have dominion over, is the plasma. How do you take advantage of the fact that you have dominion over the plasma? You have to learn how to communicate and talk to it and tell it what you need, what you want. That's the Most High, is the plasma. It's not something off somewhere that you got to go and get down and grovel to. It don't even understand why you're groveling.
Right?
What is this about? You know, these people are really confused. So that's my message to the world at this point. All of the world, even the powerful people, the people that think they're powerful, they can dominate other people. Insanity. Come around here with that mess, and it's on, because you don't even know how to stop me from using the plasma to do whatever I need to do, even to you. If you have no idea how to communicate with it, you're helpless. I don't even pay you no attention. I just say, okay, whatever. And love is the key. And so therefore, I don't need to do anything. I never need to do anything to anybody for thinking that they can mistreat me. They're delusional.
Mm.
They're delusional. There's nothing to do with delusional people, but ignore them. Go on about your business. They say, well, the women are doing this and women, no, there ain't no way doing it to me. Because I'm in my body, I'm here, I'm present, I'm aware. I understand how energy works. I know that I could clap my hands and the resonance from my hands could freeze them until I unlock them. Being over here in Indonesia has been an eye opener for me. They've got things going on here in Indonesia that are mind boggling. You know, you can just take energy and push and pull an individual whatever direction you want to take them to. I see him draw a line on the ground, 100 people on one side, one person on the other, and nobody in the 100 people can cross that line once it's been infused with a direction for it to work in and function under through using plasma. They can't, however strong and fast they come at the line to break across the line, that's how hard they will be slammed back in the other direction. Energy has unique qualities once you understand it. And all you need to do to understand it is play with it. Play with it like you're a child. You discover all sorts of things. Women talk about, well, my man ain't here. And what does that mean to you? Your man ain't here. Your man, how'd you get a man? I've never seen anybody own anybody. It's impossible. So what are you talking about? I fail to even get it. That's your brother. That's your father or whoever he is. But you can never own anyone. It's an impossibility. That's like trying to own the air. How do you catch it? Impossible. There's no way to contain it. If you get a person and you think you own them, it's like matches in a matchbox. Eventually, after you do enough control on them, they're going to slip out of that box. And when you come back to get a match, there's no matches in there. You just got an empty box that you can control the box. But the content of the box has escaped long ago. And this is what we're dealing with. You got to come to understand, how do you cooperate with the energy that's here?
Right.
The rest of it, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, really in no way matters. So people say, well, what do you do if a woman does this? Ignore her. Just leave her be. She'll come to her senses one day of her own accord without me doing anything.
Facts.
So no need for me to be going through arguing with her. No, I just look at her, smile maybe. Might put my hands on her, but in a healing way rather than a beat you way.
Mm.
And you really don't even, you have no need to do that. I can send the energy across the room. People have been trying to figure out where I've been coming from for quite a while on this plane. They go, how do you be in LA and bring a whole room full of women in Australia to orgasm over the internet? Well, see, this internet and this AI and all that people are dealing with today, I was in AI 50 years ago because I realized all I have to do is send my energy to wherever I want it to go.
Mm.
And it'll do what I say do when it gets there. People doing all this about advertisement. I went in my room back in the day and sit in there and energetically blanketed the whole earth in my frequency. So when I got out of the room, came out of the room and walked out amongst people, people were running up to me going, do I know you? No, at least not to my knowledge in the way that you're referring to it. And then on another level, you know me well. You just need to become aware of how you know me.
Mm-hmm.
I blanketed the earth, the whole thing, the universe, with my frequency. So that people, when they came out, they would know me without having ever met me in person. Advertisement, AI, Instagram, all these different things that they tell you need to deliver your message to the world. This is counterfeit AI.
Talk about it.
The mother was the original AI. She's everywhere. Nowhere you can go to get away from being in her presence. Now,
I think he froze.
Yeah, family. Hopefully he'll reconnect.
Yeah, this is amazing build, on Rising, and whatever frequency got you here this evening with all of the beautiful divine feminine is amazing. I just had to join in because I think it's important for us to get forward to our roots. You know what I mean? Get forward to being within nature, and connecting with nature is so important. You know, to sit with your back against the tree, to talk to the birds when they're talking, you know. And when he was talking, he was saying, you know, I agreed with him that, you know, there's a biblical phrase that says, my word shall not come back to me void. So it's like word sound power is everything. It's like Billy Carson would say, don't be asking. Nobody, the universe doesn't want no wimpy people asking. You command, because you
right.
have God force within you. I command you. You know, we're not no wimpy people here, but because of Western ways, which we know ain't working.
We're ventriloquists that are talking to ourselves without realizing it. Everything responds to you. Your word, your voice is a vibration. You send it out, it comes back to you exactly the way you sent it out. That's a law that's woven into the whole fabric of this existence. So the moment that you speak, be clear about what you said, because you will see it again. You may like it, you may dislike it, but it's your creation coming home to roost. So you might as well like it. It's on its way back, and there's no way for you to duck it. So hopefully you like it.
Can
We can do
you
it.
touch on any ways of how you, when you said that you're able to move the plasma or command the plasma, like is there like a technique or something that
You
you're
doing
doing?
it. You're doing it right now. You're talking.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take anything more than that. I'm old school. I keep it simple. And by that
Okay.
I mean a yes is a yes and a no is a no. Any other explanation, totally unnecessary. Now, most people are like, don't you have something to say? No. Would you like to? Yes. No confusion with that. You get confused when you start explaining yourself. Most things need no explaining. They just need a yes or a no. People ask me nowadays, why are you so quiet? Why you never say nothing? There's nothing to say. So therefore, no need of me wasting my energy. If there's nothing to say, I'm just saying nothing. Even my name means the eternal silence. Shantam Nityama means the eternal silence, given to me by Osho. For any of you who know who Osho is, everything comes from the silence. Everything and the blackness. The black hole contains it all. The silence contains it all. The silence is nothing but a audible black hole. So it's all in there. Dive in. What are you looking for? Go in there and find it and bring it back out and share it with the rest of us. Because your frequency is going to find something different in there than my frequency. So that's how we become the rainbow. Is you go in and get something, you go in and get something, everybody go in and get something and bring it back and share it with everybody else. It's that simple. And all kinds of inventions, all kinds of things. Like I said, the mother's AI is the best advertisement you could ever have in life. I realized that from realizing that at some point I realized I could walk in a room where there were women in the room and their backs are to me. They don't even know I'm in the building. And yet they'd all turn around and acknowledge that they felt me come in. I didn't send no email to them. I wasn't spending thousands of dollars trying to figure out how to fucking communicate. Wasn't necessary. I didn't have to do nothing but smile in my heart, and they would automatically feel it in their heart and turn around and acknowledge. That's how simple it all is. But we stopped giving out love. We stopped really communicating energetically with one another. We are afraid of each other. Back in the day, I would do workshops for women, and my whole thing was, can I be with this woman to the point that I could take her to the most dangerous place on the planet, drop her in by helicopter, and come back tomorrow morning and find her still alive in the most treacherous environment. Because if she understands her connection to the treacherous environment, she should be fine. And they go, well, what do you mean? I said, when you walk through a group of men, I don't care if they're drunk, I don't care if they're on drugs, walk through as a beautiful woman and say, good evening, how are you beautiful gentlemen doing? Rather than walking through and looking down at the sidewalk like they're not even there. They'll make the drunks get out of your way so you can pass safely if you'll just acknowledge that they're even alive. But you don't acknowledge that they're alive, and so they're sitting there watching you walk through with your nose all up in the air saying, we ought to take this bitch back behind this dipsy dumpster and rape her ass. That's retaliation for being ignored, like you're not even a human being, like you're some kind of animal or something. A dog will bite you if you come by with that attitude. Let everybody else walk by and bite you. Because you're giving off a vibration that only solicits a bite. It's the energy you're giving off. The dog immediately knows you're afraid of it. Never asks you a question, but knows you are afraid and bites you accordingly. Same thing. If a woman comes through that has beautiful love in her heart for all life, not even just more than just the man standing there, but all life, you radiate that.
Facts.
That's your message to the world. And the world responds according to that. So I tell a woman, if I'm interacting with her, you need to be feeling me all day long. I'm sending you energy all day long. So you need to pause every now and then and feel me sending it to you. I don't care if I'm on the other side of the world. I don't care. Make a difference where I'm at. If you're in tune with my vibration, you have access to it at all times. If you want to be in touch with me, call my name 3 times and pause. Ask me a question from wherever you are. Call my name 3 times and pause and listen for the answer. It's coming. It's coming because I made myself available to you. That's all the time, 24/7. If you want to make love, sit down somewhere, say my name 3 times, and let's get it on.
Let's go.
So this world is made up quite differently than we have been led to believe. Nobody can keep anything. So money, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Always crying about money. Money is just like air. It's there. Do you see it? That's the question.
Mhm.
Because you got to have a certain eyesight in order to see money everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I walk down the street, I see people doing different things around me. I look at it and see what are they doing and how much energy is it taking to do that. I sit there for a few minutes to come up with 100 different ways they could do it would be much easier on them. I just created money out of thin air. Walk off into a factory or something that somebody had.
Mm-hmm.
They leave their lights on all the time, 24/7. But it's an automated factory. Who the fuck is using the lights? Ain't nobody in there. It's automated. So what do? I go and tell the guy, hey, if I save you $10 million over the next 10 years, would you give me $1 million? Yeah. And now nobody's using it. And you're paying out the yin yang for the electricity. Could I have my check, please? That's simple. Just idea that nobody thought about. That if the building is automated, there are no workers on the job at night. Why do you have your lights on? What's the purpose of it?
Mm-hmm.
Money. Just laying there on the ground. All it needed was somebody to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Go into a place and feel the energy, get a few little details of your workers in there, and then I'll take it home and come back and tell you you got the wrong person on the front desk. She don't even like people.
Hmm.
She needs to be back in the back, way back in the back somewhere, so people don't come in contact with her because she's poison to people. She doesn't like them.
Hmm.
And rearranging the configuration of how you're using your workers, your business could quadruple just having the right person in
That
the right place.
that's important.
But can you walk around your place of business and feel the people and it would be best suited? That's just an energy. Again, the plasma can do that work for you. So just looking at things from a whole different perspective. Everything is energy. Start to realize that and then start to get familiar with how does energy function? What does it give off? And then interact with it accordingly. Your children, pay attention to them when they're growing up. They're telling you who they are and what they came here to do. And you just need to give them whatever they need so that they can find their way the rest of the way. They don't need you to tell them what to do. You're going to misguide them. especially if you've been guided by this Eurocentric way of doing things, you're gonna automatically misguide. They don't have that type of makeup. So you're trying to give them something that's completely foreign to them. Their DNA doesn't even, it in no way wants to even go that direction or think those thoughts that you're thinking, because you're corrupted. So you need to watch them so that you can get an understanding of why did they come here. They need to tell you rather than you tell them. If you just pay attention to them closely, they're giving you all kinds of indications of what they came here for. Are you listening? They're telling you. They have no choice but to tell you. Energy can only say what it says. Automatic. So you don't need to tell them what they're here for. You need to ask them, what did they come here for? They'll tell you in a flash. You'll be amazed at how quickly they tell you. So get into the energy world, come to understand how it works. Best done according to you rather than according to what anybody else says, because you have a different makeup than anybody else on the planet. There's no two of you here.
Right.
So how could I tell you how to best be you? I could tell you how to best be me, but that would be of no help to you. So, like I said, I just keep it simple. I watch, I listen, and then I respond. That's the reason why when I came here to tonight, I said, I came to listen to you women. I came to know what y'all came here to the planet for. That's what's going to help me. Not me talking to you. It's me hearing, what's your gift? What did you come here wired to do? You already wired to do it before you even got in here good. What is it? I want to be touched by it. Touch me with whatever you brought. Have you found out what you even brought? Because if so, now you're a gift to the planet. Because you know what you came here for. I came here to nurture women. I've known it from a young age. So then I learned all the many ways that I could nurture a woman, even without even being in the same room with her. Women running around being lonely and all that. Why? How did you get that disconnected from the whole? The mother is giving you everything you ever gonna need to be here, free of charge. How did you disconnect from her, and why did you leave her? It should have been obvious. You look out, you see the trees, everything that's going on around you is done freely. Why are you paying? You the epitome of what's going on here. Why are you paying? You should be living a queen's life, a king's life. Why are you paying though? So I'm going to shut up and let y'all go on and continue to educate me, inform me. I have no idea what that word education means.
Neither do the rest of us. Because it doesn't prepare you for anything.
Exactly.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that the chaperone is finally here.
Good to see you, Oye. It's been a long time, man.
Hey there, my brother.
I had I was wondering would he tell anybody what my nickname is on here because he knew I was gonna pop up sooner or later. Want to definitely say big shouts out to Hank Rising Sun. Big shouts out to his amazing audience, his amazing crowd, his amazing ancestors, all the beautiful guests that are on here tonight on the panel, and of course, Barbara Fatis is in the building this evening. And I was just over here talking to my screen so hard. I was like, man, let me in, Hank. I said, what's going on? Over here talking to the screen and got all the stuff to say. And then I was like, when y'all gonna let him loose? And so I'm here to give some of the my experiences that would be helpful for the ladies that are on the panel or in the audience of when you get around a person like this, how you get the most out of him, because he's gonna go back off into the silence after this is over. He's not gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. He's not gonna be having some group call tomorrow or something like that. Like he only pops up once in a pink moon or gray polka dotted moon or something like that. And so a lot of people at the beginning when y'all were talking and you said it's so many layers, right? But it's a lot of layers in the person that you all are seeking information from. So I would like to give you some game from watching many people come and say, you came with a cup full of expectations to think it was going to be a certain way, and that's not how learning really happens or can. It's not the only way learning can happen, and it's absolutely not the way he teaches. So I'm gonna snitch on him because a lot of you don't know that he's also a human design. He's a human design master. So when you hear he's a tantric master, he can make a room full of women orgasm anywhere on the planet. Is that true? 100%. But what are you not asking, or what are you missing? What other talents is he using in his daily life at such a natural level that other people are unaware of? And in the Black community, everybody knows what high blood pressure is, right, Hank? Because but high blood pressure is a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And
Right.
most people on here are talking about, my birthday is this, my rising sign is this, my this is that, my Lord Strayhorn told me that this number means this and this. So men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So when
Special shout out to King Simon.
big shouts out to King.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm giving a big shout out to Lord Strayhorn, the top dog, the top, and big shouts out to King Simon. But Nityama is a projector. And whether he tells you or not, if you don't know that he's a projector and don't know how to interact with him, and you say, oh, he's just a Tantra guy, he's on the orgasms and he's on the energy, you're going to miss 90% of what he has available for you. So a lot of you are used to teachers that just get up there and talk your head off and then get you to do something. He's not designed to do that. So when you come and you just be like, I'm gonna just sit here and just hear what he has to say, then you're gonna just be sitting there in silence, because all he's gonna do is just, roll him up a little tobacco and hit the sacred and see what you got to say. So for you ladies, and this is for in the recording down the line when this gets to 10,000 views and goes viral, when you're in a room with a projector, you need to invite them through a question.
Do not sit there and waste your time while this man is here waiting on you to give him an invitation. But if you just sit there and say, well, oh, I was on the show with Nit Yama, or I was over on Hank's show with Nit Yama, you didn't get what, yeah, because otherwise it costs you $500 to talk to him. So now you got him right here in front of you when you could say, hey, I'd like to ask a specific question based on this data, because he's actually a computer scientist hiding out as a tantric shaman. That's who he is. He's a data scientist. You know what I'm saying? And he has all these data and touch points from the Great Mother. But if you don't invite him, he's gonna stay on his code without even telling you he's on his code. And and I've seen this in thousands and thousands of his interviews and talks where everybody think is very easy. Can you just give me the technique on how to bring women to orgasm? Can you just bring me the technique on how to get the dark energy? Can you just give me the technique on how to get the plasma? It absolutely will never work like that. So,
thank you. Oye, hold that thought just for a second, because you just cued in to that fine sister who's on your right. And I want her to speak about her journey, because you just cued in, you just introduced Abundantly Limitless. And I want you to share with us your journey of realization, Lovely, who's sideways on the screen.
Can
like
she tell
this.
us? But as she shares her journey, I just want to know, who is she? Because that's what
Yeah, well, she gonna drop that. So
no,
unmute.
not by her name and not by what she does. I want to know, what are her numbers?
No, you hold those numbers for a second, but she hasn't spoken yet. So I just want to bring her on because her story is incredible. You got to unmute your mic, darling. Hold your thought, Oye. I know you want to do the numbers, but hold on.
I'm chilling.
All right. Talk to us, sister, on this solar flare activation. Say your name.
I'm Salam, and I had a journey with my heart, and I'm trying to I guess I don't know how to really say it, but just trying to learn how to revive myself.
Go ahead, we listening. Talk to us. But she can talk, y'all. She's getting warmed up. Go ahead. What did you learn about your heart? Tell us what you learned, darling.
So I guess heart failure. I think that's all I have for right now.
That's good. We're listening to you. If we were your children, what would you say to us so that we would have better tomorrows with our heart?
I guess I would say live as if today's your last day.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I think the childlike energy is within what I'm picking up is like a child who it has been through some fire, so to speak, and is still going through that healing vibration of your heart center and eventually opening up your throat chakra so you would be able to express what you need to express, because I feel, according to my intuition and what I'm picking up, is there was a lot of shutdown where you couldn't really express yourself. And therefore, the throat chakra and the heart chakra is like wanting that healing energy to come into you. But you have nothing to fear, my sister. I'm not saying you are fearful, but you have absolutely nothing to fear, and just let it flow. And even if tears come, it's okay, because that's releasing energy from your body, you know, from those different places that need to be touched with that healing love energy. That's what I'm picking up.
Yes, I agree. I consider myself to be intuitive. I'm also a spiritual coach. I have studied with Master Mfundishi, and also I have studied Raseki and ancient Egyptian yoga. And beautiful goddess, I felt you so deeply in my heart. I don't know exactly what it is that you're experiencing, but you are loved beyond belief. You are truly, truly loved and valued. And I also agree that you may not have been able to express what you have experienced in words, but the energy radiating from you has touched me deeply. So,
Yeah, same.
yes, energy is real. We are energetic beings. We are electric beings, and I definitely felt that energy from you. You are surrounded by love always.
Thank you.
You're welcome, mommy. And what you can do sometimes is just take your hands and rub them together and hug yourself. Just hug yourself, you know, and by doing that act alone, you can feel your whole inner child saying, thank you. I needed that hug. I wanted that hug. And it's a spiritual hug, you know, and you can just be, because you're in a safe space right now, you know, on this beautiful channel. And you got the gods and the goddesses in. And as a matter of fact, I want OU's t-shirt. I want to know how I can get one of those beautiful t-shirts that you have in the shape of the heart with God within, because God is within all of us, not outside of us. And we are more powerful than we know, through the word sound, through the frequency, through the vibration of our reasoning and our talking here. And I just feel the love. You know, I feel the love from our guests. I feel it in my heart, man. I whatever he's doing is pulsating, it's coming through. I feel it, man. I feel it, and it is permeating the people in this live. And it's all right to release, you know, but woo, it feels so good. Thank you. Thank you, Nick Yama.
I just give.
I know, I feel it. Woo! Asheo. You feel it too, sister, right? I am me. I'm telling you. You too, Uncle Hanky. Woo! Woo! Mm. Mm.
Abundantly limitless. The energy's coming to you. Breathe deep, darling. There's a magical moment happening here.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Yes, it feels amazing. Yeah,
Mm.
activating Uncle Hank's juice.
Mm.
I'm getting the heartgasms.
Mm. 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 Yep. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Family, this is a transmission. So please breathe deep and soak in the golden healing silence.
Mm. 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 Mm.
I'm just honored to be in the presence of you beautiful women.
Mm.
You basically giving me everything I came for.
Mm.
most men on the plane, I'm needing to learn how to receive more.
Give thanks and praise. Mm. Oh. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude,
Yes, give thanks.
gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Mm. 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 Got some ice water. I'm so glad I tuned in. I'm so very grateful. I'm very grateful. Mm. I'm telling you, the energy has no boundaries, none at all. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Mhm. Mm. I just feel like I just want to lay down right now. I'm telling you. Oh, this is so beautiful.
So sweet.
I see that smile on Abundantly Limitless coming through. Come on, girl. Oh man, I am thankful to be in the presence of one who's showing and guiding how to use that plasma, that energy, that vibration, coming through the screen, man. I'm telling you, it's real. Energy is real. Mm. Kim Burt said she just laid down. Oh my goodness. Mm, this is special for real. It's like no words. It's like a bomb, BALM to the aura field, you know? It's like, oh yeah. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Ooh. Uncle Hanky, you did it again. Yeah, give thanks. Me, we. That's right. Me, we. We. Oh, Uncle Hanky, I just want to say thank you to you and to Nick Yama, Baba Nick Yama. Thank you so much for this opportunity to sit before you and be amongst the goddesses and learning what we need to say without fear to our counterparts, you know? So give thanks. I am thankful and grateful. And I, I'm feeling like I want to pick up my my crystal, my rose quartz crystal bowl and ring a sound. I'm gonna do that.
And while she's preparing to do that, I have to sign off. So I just want to thank you, Brother Hank Rising Sun, for always consistently doing your magic, doing your healing, spreading knowledge. Thank you for the invite. And thank you, Baba Nityama, for sharing your information and your energy. And thank you, everyone here, for your beautiful energy. Many blessings to everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master Nityama, for this silent healing. That was awesome. Thank
Mm.
you, Kafunya. Thank you, Rain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abundantly Limitless. The golden silence is
Mm.
what we needed.
Ashe.
Yes, Dua.
I got an early rise. I thank you, Nick Yama, for being here. It's like, ooh. It's like my child. Ooh. So I don't even want to leave, but I got an early rise. And with this frequency that has been flowing, I know I'm going to have a really good rest and rise.
Master Nityama, do you have a closing word before we peel away and go into the night shift?
Well, I'm just going to say that I'm getting ready to present to the world some frequency things that I have developed that are quite powerful, that you only need to put it on your wall or put it wherever you want to use it. And the frequency will just be emanating to you continuously. It'll probably be maybe a month or so before it's completed, but you can go to shantamnityama.com and just check in every now and then, between now and then, and they will be placed on my website or in connection to my website somehow. I'm still attempting to figure that out. And the only other thing that I have on my agenda is I'm going to be opening up a mentoring opportunity for men, because I feel like our men need support, because we need to be strong enough to support our beautiful goddesses. So I'm going to go to them and start to communicate some things so that these women can be very well taken care of and administered to in a way that they can understand. So those are the only two things I have to say, Hank, and thank you for inviting me to come on your show again. I really appreciate it.
Always, my brother. Thank you for that silent radiance, that golden silence, as our Apache brothers and sisters call it. And I want to thank everyone who was on the panel tonight. And with that being said, family, listen close.